Well, greetings, everyone. As you are probably all aware, our convention at Adyar has just come and gone. And so, as always, there's an awful lot that needs to be shared with you about that event. It's every year, it's the biggest event that we do, about 1,000 people from year to year, this year being no exception. So we had a wonderful time together. Some really first-rate speakers attended, from the science lecture all the way to the Besant lecture and everything in between. As has been our habit in recent years, we have also included members from sister theosophical organizations. So this year as well, we had members from the ULT as well as members from the Point Loma group in The Hague to give really first-quality presentations at our gathering. So along with that, there's been a lot of other things to announce. Of course, Blavatsky Bungalow, which we have been working on for a year and a half now, has finally been completed, fully restored. And so we had an inauguration of that, really quite a magical event in which some rather odd things occurred. But we have some video of that, so you'll get a chance to judge for yourself. You would think that with convention closing that my schedule might get to be a little bit lighter, but it tends to be the opposite way around. While convention's a very busy time, immediately following convention, there are just numerous appointments with all sorts of people in various spheres related to Adyar. So share some of that with you. Had to go to Kerala, which is a neighboring state to Tamil Nadu, for a very important event for our Theosophical Society's library, the Adyar Library and Research Center. So we have an official affiliation, a memorandum of understanding that I had to sign on behalf of the TS with really one of the first-rate Sanskrit universities in all of India, the Shree Sanskrit University in Kaladi. So I traveled there for a formal signing. It was quite an event, something that was quite a valuable affiliation for us as well as for them. It enables scholars from around India to do work at our Adyar Library and Research Center, as well as to be accredited as if it was at any other university. So many good things are opening with that. It's been about 10 years or more since our affiliation lapsed, and this was something that we finally were able to get. And it's a good thing for both institutions. So I'll get to show you some things about that, plus a variety of other things going on. Our Social Welfare Center and our Vocational Training Center are humming right along. My wife Lily has done many really significant improvements with both of those. So largely we'll get to show you some things at the Social Welfare Center for the little kids, more like a daycare center. So a lot of things to share. Take a look. As always, your feedback is welcome, and I do hope you enjoy. For those of you who were at the convention, you perhaps will see yourself. For those of you who weren't, perhaps you can imagine yourself there in future years. I should say, too, that next year's convention, we have an invitation from the Indian section to hold it at their national headquarters in Varanasi, up in the north of India. And that's something that we have accepted. And so next year's convention will be held in Varanasi, probably viewed as the most sacred city in all of India. So we'll be looking forward to those of you who don't come south to visit us when we have it up north. All right. Watch and enjoy. There's a great deal of preparation that goes into each year's convention. It's the biggest event of the year for us, year after year. About 1,000 people come. And we have to take care of everything from the food to the place where people meet, registration. There's always a small fleet of tuk-tuks, the little motorized carts to take people to and from. The program begins with our General Council meeting, which again took place in the Adyar Library and Research Center. That's the day before convention opening. And the opening always proceeds with the prayers of the religions, the lighting of the candle, and then the greetings that take place from the various sections. They're given in the order of the age of the section, so it always begins with the United States first. At this year's convention, we had the very special event of the release of Dr. Kanan's book at the opening of the convention. It was a book he'd worked on for many years. We had a chance to do the book release, and then within 2 days, Dr. Kannan had passed. Dr. Kannan and his family have resided at Adyar since 1964. He was 94 years old and quite an example for us all. He will be sorely missed. Always after the opening of the convention, there are a slew of events that I need to attend to. This one, the inauguration of the Beauty Without Cruelty stall. Then there's the Alcott Educational stall, where we went to cut the ribbon and open the proceedings so that people could buy the many things that were made by our own vocational training ladies. There was the opening of the archives, where I got to bang a gong, a bigger gong for the opening of the museum exhibit. Our reception this year took place at the newly restored Blavatsky Bungalow. We had music from our children from the Social Welfare Center, as well as from the older kids at our Alcott Memorial School. Then it was time for the actual programs to begin. We had a wonderful list of speakers this year. The Theosophy Science lecture was by Professor Keshavan. Professor Jim Tepfer gave a wonderful talk on Gandhi and his relationship to the global culture and theosophy. Ananda Hollande from Holland, our own vice president, Deepa Padi. Abram Oran from Israel also gave a wonderful talk. And our Besant lecture was given this year by Gopal Krishna Gandhi, the grandson to Mahatma Gandhi, who says he is firmly not a Gandhian, and that he wouldn't really even know what Gandhiism is. But he gave a fascinating talk on Is Conscience Dead? Then we had short lectures and panel as well. Linda Oliveira, myself, and Vikau Chin, and our annual renovation update with Mikhail Haas and myself. We also had a formal inauguration for Blavatsky Bungalow. For about 1.5 years, we've been working on Blavatsky Bungalow, doing renovation, really full restoration. And it is absolutely beautiful now. So we had an inauguration in the evening time. We called everyone together because we had special lighting that is a part of the renovation. And something very strange happened during the course of this inauguration event. I'll let you watch it for yourself, but I gave a little bit of a talk, and then during the talk, watch and you'll see how the door opens itself.
His main renown is in the field of environmental architecture. And he was able to come and see and speak for this convention is truth and beauty. And for the past more than 1 year, we have been working every single day on this building, Blavatsky Bungalow. It's a heritage building in India. It's a building that came to the Theosophical Society. It's named for Blavatsky, but it came to us after her time, after she had died and gone. But still, it's a place that has a very, very rich history. Not just in terms of the Theosophical Society, but in terms of India itself. So, I'm not here to take up our time with any sort of talk. What I really would like to do is to invite you to come inside of your Blavatsky Bungalow, to see the way that it has been lovingly restored for you. Should I open the door? I'm having trouble hearing every voice. Let me hear one. The building speaks. Come.
Once inside, the people had a chance to go throughout the place and see every corner of it and really fully appreciate the beauty of it. We had dance performances, wonderful Bharatya Nityam dance by a wonderful company right there in Chennai. And chance for different of the groups to get together. Here's a group from Israel with a photo together. This group was the Dutch. We also had groups from Indonesia, the United States. On New Year's Eve, right at the stroke of midnight, we have a bonfire, and a lot of singing goes on there. As usual, we had our programs at the Social Welfare Center and at the Vocational Training Center. Social Welfare Center, my wife Lily has done a lot of work there. This particular young lady and her daughters did all of the work in painting the place with the different figures and the beautiful trees and birds. So we had some ceremonies there and a chance to see the little children perform, Rama and Sita. And they had a chance to perform that and to actually give a little bit of a song and a lot of dance. So before you know it, it was time to close, and so we had closing remarks from two people who had been there for the first time, this gentleman from the Netherlands and Christopher Dixon from the United States. After a vote of thanks from General Manager and Convention Officer Jai Kumar Kannan, it was time for one of my favorite events during the convention, which is the welcoming and admitting of new members. Every year we do it in the main hall immediately after the convention closes, and every year I find it's one of the most enjoyable events for me personally. You would think that once convention ends that things would slow down, but in my world that's not how it works. We had Republic Day, I had to raise some flags at the Social Welfare Center and at our Olcott Memorial Higher Secondary School. It was a chance to witness some of the kids' extracurricular activities and really some of their discipline and training in a lot of different things. It's very inspiring to be around these young people. Later on, there was actually an event with the governor of Tamil Nadu for Pongal, the annual harvest festival. We had been invited to attend that and got a chance to spend some time at the Raj Bhavan Governor's Palace. Wonderful evening. We also had a very important event take place at our Olcott Memorial School, a medical camp, a day-long medical camp, during which a spectrum of doctors came in and examined every one of the children there. If they needed glasses, they received them. Those who were found to need surgeries or further sorts of examinations for existing conditions, those are things that they would receive at no cost. They have been provided by a team of doctors, and it's something that will continue next year and into the future. Very, very important for our kids. After the convention, this year's final session of the School of the Wisdom was also begun and led by Kim Liu from France. After the close of the convention, I also went to visit the Russian consulate for a dance presentation and also had a visit at my office from the Russian ambassador to India, Mr. Nikolai Kudyshev, as well as Oleg Andiv, who is the consul for Chennai. Then for 2 days it was on to Kaladi and Thrissur in the state of Kerala. Kerala is remarkable, it's beautiful, it's verdant, but it's unbelievable that in August of this year, it was completely flooded. Everything that we saw there had been covered by water and some of the worst flooding that they had ever experienced. The floods were so bad that this bridge was underwater. Here there's a tree house near the riverside. The tree house was destroyed by the water. The purpose for being there was to sign a formal affiliation between the Adyar Library and Research Center and the Shree Sankaracharya Sanskrit University. So they invited me there. I met with their Vedanta faculty and students, and they wanted me to speak to them, and they wanted to share some of their points of view as well. A very productive meeting, but it was a very big deal for both our institution and theirs.
Next is signing of the agreement between Sri Sankaracharya University of Sanskrit and Adyar Library and Research Center. On behalf of the Sri Sankaracharya University, the registrar will sign the agreement. And on behalf of the Adyar Library and Research Center, Mr. Tim Boyd, the International President of the Science Society, signed the agreement.
This memorandum of understanding provides for a formal affiliation between the two institutions, our Library and Research Center and the university. And it also opens the doors for scholars from around the world to do work that is accredited and affiliated with both institutions. It's a major event for both the university and for the Theosophical Society. We have been without such an affiliation now for almost more than a decade. While in Thrissur, I had a chance to visit at the renowned Teke Madam and to give a talk there. I had a chance also to interact with some news people and to meet the head of the actual ashram. Those things later came out in the Malayalam local newspapers. The whole area there is quite well known because it's the birthplace of Shankara. And so his actual birthplace and the place where his mother died is this one. Beautiful place. There are also many institutions, religious institutions. It's one of the most highly Christian populated areas in all of India, so I had a chance also to visit some of the beautiful churches that are there, as well as meet with the vicar of this one, which is one of the largest churches in Asia, the stupa for Shankara, and another one of the famous churches there in the area. Got a chance to spend just a brief bit of time with the vicar there. So from all of us here at Adyar, we want to wish you a happy and prosperous New Year.